Hi guys, Kurt here from Gig and Drive again, and you will not believe how this repo is going. So far, virtually everything has gone wrong. The only thing that's going well is I have my beautiful daughter and her awesome boyfriend, and I'm not alone in this, but let's start by what went wrong first. We arrived at the repo car and discovered it full of debris. Imagine if you've ever seen a homeless camp that got evacuated and all the trash and stuff was left. That's pretty much what the car looked like on the interior. And I was very grateful when I turned the key and there was no check engines, and I was very optimistic until I put my foot on the brake pedal and it sank to the floor. So I did some test driving, and it seemed to stop, but it was a troubling effort. Had to pump it up a little bit and keep major distance. We were able to travel a good, I don't know, maybe 400 or 500 miles. And when it was time to sleep, we got a hotel. It was fine. We parked. Everything went well. We got our hotel, and that was a little bit of a chore as well, but we got it done. And since we got a nice rest, I woke up early and said, let me go get some car work done. I know I needed tires on the car we drove in with because weather was getting bad, and I didn't want my kids basically driving in a car that with bad tires and bad weather. So I also wanted to get the brakes looked at on the repo car. And I had a guy, shop open on Sunday, willing to take us and get the brakes either looked at or done. And I get into the Escape that we repoed, and wouldn't you know it, the spare key broke. And it broke in a way that I had to turn the key with the pliers. However, the fob was not recognized by the vehicle. Like, the key was mangled so badly, and so the vehicle would not recognize the fob. And I had to make a tough decision at that time to leave the car and come home, because all of us have work on Tuesday and it's Sunday, and we got a day of driving ahead of us. So we decided to abandon that car and call the recycler to come get it. So we start making our trek home. We're happy because we're all in the same vehicle. Everything is going great. The ride is awesome. The music is awesome. We're making big plans to eat a great meal that we can't find at home. And what we ended up with was the best McDonald's chicken nuggets we ever had. And got back on the road. So we get back on the road, and I noticed that when I roll down the window, it starts going quite slowly. And I'm starting to be nervous, and I'm mentioning, hey, I've been in this position before. When the window started moving slowly, that kind of means that the battery is starting to fail. And I had no indicator on the vehicle that the battery was failing, but we started getting rained on, and my windshield wipers were moving a lot slower than I thought they should be. And so I decided, I'm going to pull over, and the windshield wipers were also kind of making the windshield blurry. So I got a new windshield wiper and got back in the car, and the wiper worked great, but it was still moving kind of slow, and then it periodically would pick up its pace. And anyhow, so I'm telling the story to my kids about what I think might be happening, because I've been in familiar situations. And I let them know, like, hey, typically when the windows start going slow and the windshield wipers start going slow, that we have a battery problem in the making. Now, mind you, We are driving from Oklahoma to Sacramento, and there's not a whole lot of civilization in between. So, I'm not panicked yet at that time. And we get back on the road, and everything is going smoothly. And then we get to a construction area where traffic has completely stopped. We're moving maybe 2 inches a minute for about a half hour, and then it was smooth sailing. But during that wait period, the battery light started flickering. And I got worried, and I mentioned it, and they're like, well, quit mentioning you're worried, because now we're getting worried. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, but, I got to talk. Anyhow, and I explained to them, right now, it's just a battery light. So that's no indication that, oh,